Have you ever met someone who made you question whether love was worth it? Someone who lied to you, left you, disappointed you, or just simply didn't know how to care? What if the biggest loss wasn't that person? What if the biggest loss would be allowing them to change you? Today, I don't want to talk about heartbreak. I want to talk about something way more dangerous: losing your ability to love. We become what we experience. If someone hurt us, we try sometimes, we tend to not to trust anymore. If someone, or to do the same, to hurt other people. Or if someone abandons us, we stop opening up. We are closed. We don't feel like we want to open up anymore. Or if we get betrayed, we isolate ourselves. We tend not to trust that person, to close ourselves, not to share anymore, not to trust anymore. We tend that relationship to define us, to change us. And this is way more dangerous than the heartbreak itself, because our brain doesn't truly remember pain. It just creates rule, don't trust that, don't open up anymore, don't close yourself, isolate yourself, use people like they're used you, like do something casual, who cares, because they did that with you, so just get revenge. That's revenge just keeps like coming to us, right? These rules feel like protection, but most of the time it's just fear disguised as wisdom. Some people cannot give what they never learned. It's like when you're at school, right? If you don't learn that subject, you're never gonna be able to do it. If I don't learn math, I'm never gonna be able to solve an equation, right? And that's just how some people are. Some people don't know how to love because they've never been loved. Someone never trusts them. They might confuse love for control. They fear intimacy. They're emotionally immature. They're emotionally unavailable. They're addicted to chaos, and they just aren't ready. They aren't ready to love you. So when these people meet someone that is ready to love, they just they get in this state of confusion, and they get overwhelmed, and most of the time they leave because they don't know how to handle it. And this isn't an excuse for these people, it's an explanation. Someone's inability to love doesn't mean you are unlovable. Someone's inability to commit to a relationship doesn't mean that you are not the right person. If someone cheats on you, doesn't mean that you are not worth it. It just means that that person never learned how to be loved. And so that person doesn't know how to love. And they just cannot meet you where you are. It's like you are here in the learning scale, and they're here, and they need to learn more. And they cannot get here, not because they don't love you. It's not about love anymore. It's just like they cannot love you. Also, do not let their story become yours. If someone is lying to you, don't do it. Don't do it back. If someone's cheated on you, don't cheat as well. If someone cannot stop being loyal, do not make yourself question that loyalty doesn't exist, that good people don't exist, because the right person is out there. You just haven't met him. You just have met some unavailable people that don't know how to deal with their emotions and don't know how to love because of personal reasons that they have, and they're bringing with them probably since their childhood. And it's not your job to solve them. And not only is not your job to solve them, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. You cannot try to change these people and to teach them how to love, because that's just not how these people grow up. These people don't need you. These people probably need years and years of therapy, of loving themselves and understanding their self-worth. And you just cannot get in the middle of that, because it's gonna drain you. You're gonna fall with them, like they're gonna drain you. You're not gonna feel like yourself anymore. You're gonna feel like someone is possessing you, because you're gonna try to scream at them how they should love you, and they're just gonna get overwhelmed by it, and it's just gonna be chaos. Also, loving doesn't mean accepting everything. If someone cannot meet you there, you shouldn't accept it. You can talk to that person, of course, but most of the time that is not the issue. There is a mismatch. Most of the time, that person cannot just meet you, and you shouldn't lower your standard because of that. If you are someone that is able to love and willing to put yourself out there and give 100% of you, you should not stop doing that, and you should not stop believing in that. Personally, I had lots of bad experience. I've always met men that could not meet me where I was. They were emotionally immature, emotionally unavailable. But personally, for me, it's a defeat if I allow myself to become like that. If I allow myself to meet other people and act in that way and maybe hurt other people, it's a loss. It's a defeat for myself. It's like giving up on love, which sounds awful. And why should I give up on something that I know exists and I know I can do and give for someone else's inability to do so? Keep loving doesn't mean accepting disrespect, tolerating dishonesty, and accepting infidelity. It doesn't mean that. Keep loving means that you should set your boundaries, follow them, but do not stop and do not change the person that you are and your values and your moral just because someone is not able to meet you there. Like sometimes the most loving thing you can do towards yourself is walking away. And this is the beautiful kind of love. Choosing that you know how to love and bringing that to a person that can fully embrace and accept it. And there's a difference between a soft heart and weak boundaries. Like people often think that becoming colder makes them stronger. It's the opposite. Strong people can stay kind, they can realize, they can understand red flags, and they can just say, this is not how I want to be loved for the rest of my life. But weak boundaries, not kindness, are what hurts us. You can be loving, generous, kind, trusting, while also saying, that's not how I want to be loved. No. I looked at my ex in his eyes, and I had this sudden realization, and I thought, no. I said to him, no. And he was like, no what? And I was like, that's not how I want to be loved for the rest of my life. No. No. I cannot accept defeat like that. I cannot allow myself to stay stuck in this, because this is not love, this is chaos. It doesn't feel good, and the goal is not becoming harder, it's becoming wiser. You need to recognize the patterns and just stay away from people that cannot give you the love that you can give. Don't seek revenge. Don't change yourself. Don't hurt other people because someone else hurted you. Just keep loving, and good things are gonna come to you. Set boundaries. Keep those boundaries, but keep loving. Never stop believing in love. Don't let someone else's inability to love define yours. Don't let someone else's awful behavior define yours and shape what your next relationship is gonna be like. If you realize that's not how you want to be loved, leave. Because out there's someone else that is looking for exactly the same thing and is questioning, I know how I want to be loved, and I know I can love. And there are people out there like that. I hear so many people, and I have some friends as well that tell me, look, I don't want to be nice and kind anymore because I just keep getting hurt. Why should I keep trusting in love and believing in love when I just keep getting hurt? I'm just gonna become cold, I'm gonna close everybody, and I'm just gonna focus on myself. That is not the right approach. That is fear. That is fear speaking, because you're scared that you're gonna get hurt, which it's completely understandable. It is scary. Loving someone is scary because you might get hurt. I cannot tell you, oh no, you won't get hurt, everything will be perfect because we live in a Disney movie, because we don't. You might get hard. Of course, that might not be the love of your life, but everything is a lesson, and we should take the good parts and the bad parts of it and just use them for our next person, you know? And we cannot let fear control us. It's scary. It is scary. I feel scared as well, but we cannot let that fear control the way we love, our standards, our boundaries, because I know I can love. I know I can do that. And there's no reason for me to act cold just because someone else made me question how they were treating me. That's their problem. That's their issue that they need to figure out with a therapist or like within themselves. It's not our problem, it's their problem. Their inability to love because of personal reason and because of their life. But that doesn't have to change who we are and how we love. Keep your standards high, keep your boundaries strong, but never let people convince you that love itself is a mistake, because the mistake was simply giving it to someone who didn't know how to use it, who didn't know how to hold it. But I promise you, there's someone out there eventually that's gonna know how to hold it, and you're gonna speak the same language. And love is strength, not weakness. And pain should teach us discernment, not cynicism. So we should keep our boundary because they protect love, but at the same time, open your heart. Open your heart and be wise. Thank you guys for listening to this video, and I hope you can take some good out of it and never stop loving. Never stop loving for someone else's inability to love. And see you on the next video.